It's feared coronavirus could travel in the air, like deodorant does in aerosols. This demonstration showing most face masks are useless at trapping or blocking moisture, unless they're the N95 grade.
No pasa.
Yet across Perth, people are wearing them, some surgical, some homemade. The state government's advice in line with the World Health Organisation. Unless you have symptoms of COVID-19, don't wear one.
To wear them as a perfectly fit and healthy person in the street is not going to provide you with any greater level of protection.
Unless thoroughly disinfected and cleaned, experts say homemade masks can even be dangerous.
They will soak up moisture very easily and can easily infect someone wearing them.
Masks with respirators, also known as N95 surgical masks, should be reserved for healthcare workers.
You certainly shouldn't be using up precious PPE simply to make your way around the streets.
Nationwide, there's a shortage, and only one manufacturing plant in Australia makes them. Medcon in Victoria, which has gone from producing 2 million masks a year to almost 2 million a week, exclusively for those frontline workers.
Even those really good masks are still letting maybe about 5% of very fine aerosol through.
The best way to mask the disease remains.
Practice social distancing.
Darius Winterfield, 9 News.
Let's watch that again.
An Argentinian firefighter with a deodorant can, simulating a sneeze or cough. It's feared coronavirus could travel in the air, like deodorant does in aerosols. This demonstration showing most face masks are useless at trapping or blocking moisture, unless they're the N95 grade.
No pasa.
Yet across Perth, people are wearing them.
So, if you have masks at home, just give it a test and see what it does. Hold up a can and spray through and see if it goes through. Or see if it blocks it. Stay safe, everyone. Much love. Like, share, and subscribe.
Think about others and consider, how their behavior impacts other people.
We've seen people develop antibodies for the virus after having had it, leading people to believe that contracting the virus may be the best way to defeat it.
I suppose some people feel like we should all throw caution to the wind and everybody gets infected and some people will die, but some people will then be immune, and then once everybody's more or less immune, we move on with our lives, and that's herd immunity. If that's the philosophy, I would argue that you will lose a lot of lives along the way, and that's what we're trying not to do.
But to develop what's called herd immunity, 80 to 90% of the population would have to be infected and recover from COVID-19. And even then, Dr. Bergeron says experts still don't know how long that immunity will last.
We don't have that information. We know that with SARS, which was in the 2003, 2004 time period, that people who got over that infection did have lasting immunity, but it lasted about 2 to 3 years.
While so much of the fight against coronavirus relies on science, some choose to rely on their faith.
I think when it comes to the thinking of faith over fear, it's how they interpreted whatever religious text that they're viewing. And if they don't full-heartedly put their trust in God or whoever that spiritual person, that higher powers they believe in, they feel like they are failing as a practitioner of that faith. And so I can't say that all folks of faith are along that line, because there are plenty of folks of faith who are practicing social distancing, who are wearing a mask, and who are believing and trusting in, the scientists and doctors who are telling us that this is what's best for our health.
You've heard it time and time again that people with underlying health conditions are the most vulnerable, but certain conditions are actually valid reasons to forego a mask.
That includes folks who have autism, who have sensory processing difficulties. It includes people who have mental health challenges, but it includes also people with asthma. They are specifically listed. Now, if you are an asthmatic that has no problem wearing a mask, then we would ask you to wear that mask and not just use your asthma as a reason to not do it.
And when it comes to mental health, many said face masks increase their anxiety. Dr. Jackson says that could be for more reasons than one.
Your face is covered. You have a harder time breathing, and in a way you feel more contained. I've seen a number of people tell me that they're a lot more anxious right now. I'm sure we all have our moments of anxiety. So yeah, I can see anxiety being a barrier to wanting to wear the mask.
Lastly, some said they felt protected enough simply by following other CDC guidelines like washing your hands or social distancing.
Folks who aren't wearing the mask because they're doing everything else, the main way that this virus is spread is that we make respiratory particles, respiratory droplets. I'm speaking to you now, and little invisible respiratory droplets are spewing out of my mouth, and they're probably landing on my computer screen right now, okay? I can do everything else, but if I'm not covering that, I'm not preventing my respiratory particles from leaving my mouth and going out within a 6-foot radius of me, potentially infecting someone.
Bottom line,
And remember the reason why you're wearing the mask. It's to protect other people in case you may have had it.
Think I can't touch them. Trump got $1 billion. Tell them don't forget about Lil Brett now. Don't forget about the people that was living check to check. Say a prayer for the ones that's in need, but they got debt. I got family that couldn't afford to close down they trap, serving what they face mask on. Y'all got my respect, cause the whole world on lockdown, shit like a movie. Do I prefer this over jail, nigga? Absolutely. Fuck yeah. I've been quarantining playing Call of Duty.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave your comments below on if you've taken this test on your masks and how you feel about wearing masks or not. Thank you. Much love, fam.